One of the best parts of this show, especially the weekend show, is the exposure we get to different things going on around the world. And Naz, you're coming in to talk to us about Bollywood. Now, I'm not going to lie, I didn't have a lot of experience with Bollywood before this, but now getting to know you, getting to know some of the stuff going on, but you're explaining, it's very interesting. And you're going to talk today about a movie called Aligarh, about Dr. Cyrus. So why don't you tell us about this true story that's now available in Bollywood?
So the film I want to talk about today is called Aligarh. Aligarh is actually the name of a university. It's also the name of a city in which this particular professor resided in. He was a professor at the university. His name was Dr. S.R. Saras. Basically, the story goes that he entered his apartment one day, followed by a man he knew, a man he loved. A few minutes later, a couple more men with cameras entered his apartment. And what we find out is that these cameras are actually from a television station. And this was a pre-planned event to catch him with this person he loved in a very intimate situation. And like I said, we find out that this is part of an operation by a television station. So he actually was suspended from his job a few months before he was actually going to retire.
Oh my God.
And this guy was a very, very quiet man. He was very reserved. He loved literature. He taught literature. He loved Lata Mangeshkar songs. I think his favorite was Aapki Nazaron Ne Samjha. He was very well known, like very understanding about the world, and he had a very deep understanding of the word love. So he was forced to battle in court to get his job back, and he did win the case. So he won the case, and he was allowed to go back to the university, but before he did actually step back into the university, he was mysteriously found dead.
Unbelievable. There's lots of angles here, so let's just talk about the angle of apparently, or I think it'd be fair to say he was a gay man.
Yes.
And so, was it or is it gay? Is it illegal to be gay in India?
So the law that revolved around the story was Section 377 of the Indian Penal Code. It was created during colonial India. So the current people of India did not make this law. It was made during colonial rule, and it is severely outdated, and it is inhumane. So the Supreme Court right now has reopened this law, and they're re-looking at it, and hopefully they do abolish it.
And is there, I mean, this is now getting on different, but is there a willingness in India for people they want this change to happen?
Yes. People of India, I guess there's kind of like a misrepresentation here in the rest of the world. They're very thoughtful people. They understand the world around them, and they always think before they make any action. So yes, it's a very... it's something that's going to be talked about now in the open, and hopefully other laws that were made during that time will be abolished with it.
Right, because times are changing now.
Yes.
Just quickly, this is Aligarh. This movie was just released at the end of February, but where can we see this fine film? Because I'd love to check this out.
So this film can be seen, it was in various film festivals. So I'm hoping our good friends at the Edmonton International Film Festival take a look at this film and see if you can add it to your roster. Now, I just want to say one more thing. 2% of India's population is LGBT. So that's a huge amount of people. So what I think we can take from this film is that everyone has a right to their own privacy, everyone has a right to love and be loved the way they feel, and everyone has a right to be who they are. And yeah, so I guess...
Perfect, Naz. Let's leave it right there.
All right, let's leave it right there.
To know about the Bollywood shows and about this piece of India. It's fantastic. Thank you. We'll see you again next week.
Thank you so much.
All right, now let's head out to see Mike Shalhoub, who's making a lantern and not a lamp.